Imagine traveling the world, but also getting a full-time salary. And no, I'm not a professional content creator. I still work a 9 to 5. So how? Well, I worked remotely from Seoul for a few weeks. Seoul is the city for remote work. Every few stores you'll find a cute concept cafe with inviting decor. It's not just about the food, but creating cozy and productive atmospheres for work and study. So here's where I worked from for 5 days in Seoul. The first cafe I went to was Cafe Layard. These cafes are mostly located in Yeongnam, which is a trendy area with lots of cute cafes. Cafe Layard is one of the more well-known ones, with a dainty coquette concept. It's got 2 levels, with the rooftop being a great place for a sunny day. But what wins me over is their cake display, which is the most gorgeous thing I've ever seen. Honestly, I have dreams about this. Beautiful layered cakes on cake stands, scones, tarts, and pastries. It all looks so delicious. It can be easy to get decision paralysis and just want to try everything. That's why it's great to come back and try what you missed out on the first time. They also have a great selection of drinks, iced and hot. The staff speak English, so it's easy to order. I got this adorable puppy Earl Grey sponge cake and a red iced tea. I found a quiet spot and there was no one else there because it was during work hours, so I could focus and enjoy my afternoon tea. Like most places, they'll play soft cafe music, so if you need to take meetings, it's probably better to hang outside on the rooftop. The cake was soft and not too sweet, same as the tea, and I sat there for a couple of hours. As it became late afternoon, people started coming in and having more conversations around me, so I took that as my cue to leave. On to the next one. The next cafe I visited was a bit more of an edgy vibe, called Jam Jam. This place is known for its drinks and brunch food. They have such a cool space with the pop of orange and the retro interiors. You can take a look at the menu here and see that they have a mix of sweet and savoury food. It did get a bit loud inside and I had to join a meeting, so I moved outside for some more quiet. It was such a lovely day and so nice to sit on the street and watch people pass by. I got their signature black sesame latte, which was so thick, but the contrast of the heavy sesame with the iced coffee underneath was incredible. And I got their ugly toast for brunch, which was toast, sausage, ham, and rocket with a cream sauce. Pretty heavy as well, but gosh, it was delicious. I had some chatty ladies near me while I was in meetings, which was a bit tougher to work in, so I'd recommend this one for more quiet work or a lunchtime chill. Right, so next I plan to go to long vacation because by this time I was craving a proper matcha. Korea has their own matchas, but I find their Jeju matcha is often more milky and sweet than I'd like, and I love my matchas strong and unsweetened. However, when I got there, it looked strangely quiet, and it turned out it was closed. So what to do then? Where could I work? Well, luckily this is Seoul, and even more luckily, this is Yeongnam, so I just had to walk downstairs where I came across this cute little Korean eatery called From the Mum. It's as homey as it sounds. It isn't quite a cafe, but more of a traditional lunch spot, but it was tucked away and super cozy. The owner was this older lady who was watching Korean reality shows when I walked in. She took my order and was actually sitting next to me the whole time while I ate this delicious pork bowl. The portion and size was so generous and it really hit the spot for a solid lunch. This cost just 10,000 won and I managed to get quite a bit of work done during my lunchtime. This next cafe is iconic and it's called Margaret Dessert Cafe. It has a beautiful exterior with the gardens of swirling ivy and fountains. It literally looks like it's out of the French countryside. Margaret has a similar display to Cafe Layard with their desserts in a centre table and looks just as delicious. Their signature were these cube pie cakes, but they also had a selection of cookies and cheesecake as well. I took so long to decide what I wanted, but in the end went with a matcha cube pie. Might as well have what they're known for. The upstairs was super quiet and sectioned into lots of different hangout zones. There's indoor and outdoor spaces, benches for larger groups, cozy couches, and more secluded rooms. I found a spot in the corner of an empty room to work. But anyway, let's talk about the cake. It looks so delicious and I didn't know what to expect inside. I also got an iced chamomile tea, and the reason I get iced teas is because I feel less guilty about liquid calories when I'm already having cake. When I cut the cake open, it was more like bread with a hollow inside that was filled with matcha cream, which was a nice surprise. It was lighter than I expected, and the matcha cream had a lovely, slightly more bitter taste to balance out the sweet icing. This was probably one of my preferred places to work because of the dedicated spaces and amazing food. Now, before we move on to the last space, I'll give a quick shout out to Holly's Coffee. So Seoul has a bunch of different coffee chains like how we have Gloria Jeans or Starbucks in Australia. Holly's Coffee is one of them. I dropped into Holly's Coffee because I needed a space to work after running to the shopping district in the morning to grab something. So I got a coffee and a sandwich, which were both very affordable, and the coffee was huge. It lasted me for ages, and their Wi-Fi was really quick too. Now, the last cafe I'd recommend working from is called Scone Cafe. I've been in the past on a sunnier day, and the vibe on the outdoor rooftop is just gorgeous. I swung by this time to just take away coffee and a sweet, and I thought I'd show you the interior for working. It's got this great vibe and bright rooms with natural light. They're known for their lemon cake, which is this small cake, kind of like a Madeleine, covered in lemon icing. It's super yummy, and you balance the sweetness with a coffee. I am craving it right now. So that's how I explored Seoul while not having to take any leave. It's amazing to work in a time where remote work is becoming more accepted and celebrated, and it truly allows you to live and travel while still getting work done. The traditional office space is evolving, and with a more globalized workforce, collaboration software, and improving technology, we're able to experience opportunities to make the world your office. If you could work from anywhere, where would you go? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!